Child of destiny. If you can think and act on your thinking, you are already halfway to becoming a billionaire. Thinking like a billionaire is not reserved for a special class of people. Most people will never think like billionaires. Not because they are stupid. Not because they lack opportunity. But because they are trapped in a way of thinking that feels normal, safe, and familiar. And the most dangerous prison is not poverty. It is familiar thinking. Most people are trained to react, not to reason. From childhood, they are taught what to think, not how to think. They follow rules they never questioned, chase goals they never chose, and repeat beliefs they never examined. Billionaires question first. They observe patterns. They challenge assumptions. While the crowd accepts reality as it is, billionaires study how reality can be reshaped. Billionaires train themselves to think logically under stress. When others panic, they pause. When others celebrate too early, they wait. Emotional control is not optional at high levels. It is the entry requirement. If your emotions control your decisions, you will never control outcomes at scale. Most people think in short time frames. They want quick results, fast money, instant recognition. Billionaires think in decades. They are willing to look foolish today to look unstoppable tomorrow. They delay gratification because they understand compounding. Small advantages, applied consistently over long periods, create massive separation. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. Their days are full, but their lives don't move. Billionaires obsess over leverage. They ask one question constantly: what action produces the biggest result? If something doesn't scale, they delegate it, automate it, or eliminate it. They refuse to be the bottleneck in their own lives. Most people see money as something to spend. Billionaires see money as a tool. A tool to buy time, create options, build systems, and solve problems. That difference alone separates consumers from creators. Consumers work for money. Creators send money to work for them. Billionaires intentionally seek discomfort. Growth lives there. The life you want is almost always on the other side of something uncomfortable. Billionaires take extreme ownership. They assume responsibility even when it's unfair. Responsibility gives them power. Blame gives nothing. Most people fear looking stupid. Billionaires fear staying ignorant. They ask questions. They experiment. They fail publicly. Pride keeps people small. Humility keeps people learning. Learning keeps people growing. Billionaires know money only amplifies who you already are. That's why they build discipline before wealth, structure before scale, character before capital. Without that, money becomes a weapon against the person holding it. Most people will never think like billionaires. Because thinking like a billionaire requires patience in a world addicted to speed, logic in a world ruled by emotion, ownership in a world trained to consume, and responsibility in a world that prefers excuses. Thinking like a billionaire is not reserved for a special class of people. It is a choice. A daily decision to question more, react less, think longer, build smarter, and take ownership of outcomes. The moment you make that choice, you step out of the crowd. And the crowd is where average lives stay. Billionaire thinking separates you from average conversations, average goals, and average habits. Most people bond over complaints. Billionaires bond over solutions. Most people talk about what went wrong. Billionaires talk about what can be built next. That gap in conversation is the gap in results. Another reason most people never think like billionaires is because they fear boredom. Boredom is where mastery is built. Repetition. Refinement. doing the same high-value actions long after the excitement fades. Billionaires outlast, not out-excite. While others chase novelty, they deepen competence. Most people also underestimate the cost of indecision. Indecision looks safe, but it quietly erodes momentum. Billionaires decide faster, not because they are reckless, but because they understand clarity beats perfection. A good decision executed now beats a perfect decision executed too late. Another silent reason most people never think like billionaires is because they avoid responsibility for thinking. Thinking deeply is hard. It requires solitude, honesty, and the courage to challenge your own beliefs. Many people prefer noise because silence exposes limitation. Billionaires use silence to sharpen judgment. And finally, most people never think like billionaires because they wait to be allowed. Allowed by family. Allowed by culture. Allowed by circumstances. Billionaires do not wait for permission. They authorize themselves. They move before certainty arrives and learn on the way forward. So the gap is not intelligence. It's not background. It's not luck. It's the willingness to think independently, to delay comfort, to accept responsibility, and to build patiently in a world addicted to speed. And the moment you decide to do that, even imperfectly, you begin to think like the few, not the many. Subscribe now. Transform your mind. Become a billionaire.